Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? My name is Farmanullah, and we are studying the C++ programming language. Let's continue and go through the C++ programming introduction. In the previous tutorial, we have studied the contents and we knew that which contents will be discussed in this chapter. So let's continue. Language. What's language? Language is the most important aspect in the life of all beings. What are all beings like humans? Humans are also life, all beings, and it's important aspect in the life. Definitely, humans are speaking, talking with each other, so it needs some aspects to uh, talk with someone. Language is needed there to know everyone, and how we can introduce everyone to the friends or others, how we can read the books and how we can explain something to someone. It definitely needs some aspects. So what's that aspect? That aspect is the language. We use language to express inner thoughts and emotions, make sense of complex abstracts and uh, like uh, abstract thoughts, to learn to communicate with others, to fulfill our wants. I mean that what we need, as well as to establish rules and maintain our culture. So for doing all these tasks or all these aspects, so we need the language to understand. Someone is expressing you his or her inner thoughts, how we know and how they would express you. So for all of these we need something to understand, that is the language concept. Okay, then a system or a way of the communication. What's language? It's a system or a way of the communication. This is what communication. What's communication? Like we are talking to each other. This is communication. Like I'm giving you lecture and you are hearing me, and then after the lecture, at the end of the lecture, you are asking the questions and I'm answering your questions. So this is communication that will be done between two persons or a group of the persons, or a team can communicate with each other. Those members of the teams can communicate each other to solve the problems or create the ideas. So for all these tasks we need a way or a system. What's the system? The system is the language, a way of expressing one's opinion or thoughts, a way of making requests. Suppose I'm your lecturer and I'm requesting something from you, like, dear students, I request you that not to disturb the class. So this is a request. So how I can request you guys? So the I need something, or I need a way or a system. What's that way? What's that system? That system is the language. With the help of language, I can communicate you guys and can express my opinions, can request you something, a way of giving commands. So different things, different ways that you are communicating with the peoples, giving ideas to people, requesting someone, giving a lecture to someone even. So this all tasks this need the a way or a system. So what is that system? That's language. With the help of language, we can perform all these tasks. So hope it's clear. Language. In a simple words, you can say it's a system or a way of the communication. So then we have programming language. A programming language is a formal computer language or constructed language designed to communicate instruction to a machine, particularly a computer. So what does it mean? This programming language. We saw earlier that what do we mean by the language. Now we have programming language. It's a formal computer language, like we are studying the C++ programming language. So programming language is a formal computer language or constructed language designed to communicate instructions to a machine. What does it mean that to communicate instructions to a machine? Like let me give you an example. Let me open the code blocks integrated development environment. This is an ID. We will be introducing this. What do we mean by the ID and what we need to write the C++ program. But for now, let me give you a simple example. We have the create new project, console application. Okay, next we will be studying this in brief details. Test. Okay, we have the test program. Next, finish. So source is main, double click. So this is hello world something. Suppose I'm editing hello C++ programmers. Now we know that this is written in human understandable language, like human can understand easily, but how the machine would understand this? Do you know? We easily can understand what do we mean by the hello versus C++, where it is programmers. So this just a human can understand this. Now we need a way that how the machine should display this message for me, and how the system or the computer should understand. So for this purpose, we are using the computer formal programming language, like formal computer language programming languages. We need that how we can convert these human understandable code statements into the machine language, like communicate the instructions. So what are the instructions here? Here the instruction is like I am saying to a compiler that display this message for me. So let me run. Yes, so it just display me the hello C++ programmers. So how machine can understand this, how machine should display this for me? So here we need a programming language, and we like we are writing the C++ programs here. So we need here something to convert these statements into the machine language and display back for us. So we have written the C++ programming codes, programming language codes, and we need here something to convert this also, to display message for me. So here we need a compiler, C++ compiler. So this compiler would convert the instructions into the machine language. It will instruct the computer that the user wants this. So what is this? Like I want to hello C++ programmers. The compiler would execute the complete program. What it will do, it will start from the here. We will be discussing the complete steps in programs, what the different statements, different line of statements means, and what it works. So we need a C++ compiler to convert this program into the machine language and will display message back for user. So here we say a communicate instruction to a machine, particularly a computer. When we are writing different programs, so for that purpose we need a compiler to convert our code into the machine language. So programming language simply can be used to create programs to control the behavior of the machine. Behavior of machine, like giving you a simple example. Suppose this is what control panel. Like I am clicking this left click of the mouse and opening this control panel. This is based on the programming. Like I'm clicking and opening this window for me. So this is how programming language works: control the behavior of a machine or to express algorithms. Programming language has predefined set of instruction which the compiler understands and executes. Good. It means that programming language has predefined set of instructions. Like in C++ we are writing the different programs, and in C++ we have different instructions that the C++ or any programming language, like we are giving the example of the C or C++. It has predefined function or set of instruction, and the compiler will understand that and execute that into the machine language and will display back the message for us. Like anytime I'm giving the example of the message, it means like we have different C++ program. Whatever we have written there, it will display for us, because programming language will always contain instructions and compiler will understand them, because compiler does not understand the human readable code. Like hello, I'm Farmanullah, software developer, or blah blah blah, whatever we have. So compiler won't understand this. So to make it understandable for compiler, the programming language will have the predefined instructions for that, making the human readable code to understandable for the compiler, and compiler would convert this into the machine language and will be displayed for the user. So I have taken many definitions here. A programming language is a set of rules that provides a way of telling computer what operations to perform. I'm giving you again an example. Like I'm clicking devices and printers. When I'm clicking, I'm telling to computer that when I clicked left button of the mouse, open me the devices and printers. Like I'm clicking. This is telling to computer what to do. I told to computer that open this window for me where all the devices and printers, faxes are included and located there. So now again I am clicking the red button, which is close button. You guys know already. I am clicking this. By clicking this, I am telling to the computers that close this window, disappear this window for me. I clicked and the window is disappeared. So this is what way of telling to a computer what operations to perform. This closing, opening the windows, closing the windows, or playing something in computers. So this is what operations that would be performed by the computer. So what's the way to tell to the computer to do this? So this is how the solution for this is the programming language. That we are using the programming language, and it will perform the different tasks or operations what are said by the programmer to a computer. So hope till this stage it's clear. Okay, now let's continue categories of the programming languages. Like now here we understood that what's language, its way or system means to communicate with each others, and whatever we have studied. Now we have a programming language. We understood what's the programming language. Now we are categorizing in different we are going to categorize these into different categories. We have like we are categorizing the programming languages, like we have system language, architectural languages, application languages. We now categorized into three categories: system languages, architectural language according to architectural, and then we have the application languages. Now let's talk about the system languages best used to build operating systems, hardware drivers fast, and gives you low level close to the core access to the computer. These languages are used when speed is critical. Now in the system languages, I mean system programming languages used for the building the drivers, like we have the graphics, sounds, whatever features or hardware features are included in the computer systems. We are using the C, C++, assembler, these system languages to build drivers for those. Like in the earlier operating systems or CPUs, we had to install the Windows separately, drivers separately. Now this like for sound we needed to install a separate driver for the sound, but nowadays with Windows 7, 8, 10, these operating systems by default the drivers are installed with the operating system. So system languages, in a simple word, it's used for building the operating systems like the Linux, Unix, and these types of the programming means operating systems were developed or built in C or C++, whatever. These languages are used for building those operating systems. Hardware drivers means these are the fasters. When we need the fast speed, we are using these languages to build operating system, drivers, and other things. It's clear? System languages, in simple words, just when someone is asking you guys, just tell the system what are the system languages. System language like C, C++, assembler we are using for building the operating systems, like Windows, like sorry, not that like we have different operating systems. Maybe Windows, maybe it would started from the C or other language also. But in simple word, just tell that operating systems are developed in the system languages, hardware drivers are developed in the system languages C, C++, assembly. Now, architectural languages. Best used to build framework that support mean make easy application building, not as fast at runtime as system level languages, but they provide a higher level abstraction that makes writing software quicker and more productive. Now, we saw in the system language, we told that this is the first languages used for building the hardware drivers, operating systems, and etc. Now, in architectural language, we say this is not much faster as system language. Like in difference to the system languages, architectural language not that much fast as system level language, but they provide higher level of abstraction that makes writing software quicker and more productive. What are the example of the Java? Those architectural languages we have Java and C Sharp. They are going to build the different frameworks. We will studying the framework. What do we mean by the framework? Make easy application building, but with the higher level of the abstraction. So what's all the benefit of the architecture? It make the application building easy. It has a higher level of the abstraction, writing software quicker. So these are the architectural languages. Now we have seen the two categories of the programming languages: system languages, architectural languages, and now the application languages. Best used to build the actual business application like web shopping carts, stores, connecting to the databases, and creating the screens for users to interact with the database. I love these application languages. So build the actual business applications like Amazon. Amazon is the example of the business application like web shopping carts. Let me browse the application for you. Like I'm giving the address of the Amazon.India. So this is the example of the business application. People around all of the world, they are shopping here, purchasing online, like books, clothes, whatever you need, you are purchasing it from here online. So this is the business application. Like we have Alibaba, eBay, different business applications. So it's gonna browse for us. Okay, this is what this is actually the web application, business application. Like we have cart, zero item. When we are purchasing something, so we are adding those to the carts or explaining. So this is the online shopping website where you can purchase anything you want, different categories like TV, appliances, electronics, whatever you need, you can buy it here. Now, these applications are developed in the application languages. Like these languages include PHP, Ruby, Perl, Python. We are using these applications to develop the web applications connecting to databases and creating screens for users. Screen for this is what do we mean by screens? This is a user interface. This is a screen. Or suppose I am getting signed in, and then this is the screen which will display for the user. So this is a screen typing your email address, whatever you want to type here. And this is screen built in these languages and displayed for the user. These languages all allow for extremely fast development. Programmers are freed from the low level detail that you have to contained with when working with architectural and system level languages. The fact that they are all scripting languages that don't need to be compiled. These application languages do not need any compilation to compile it and then run it. It's not like C++, C or other languages. These are interpreted language, in fact scripting languages. They are using interpreter, adds to the ease of use and speed of development. So in simple words, I'm going to tell you guys that application languages are used to build the different applications online, web applications, shopping applications, and whatever you want, like uh, learning communities or social websites you want to build and to connect the world with each other, connect the peoples in the world with each other. So for these applications like web applications, shopping carts, learning communities, and etc extra million of applications, billion of applications are built in these languages. So this was the categories of different categories of the programming languages. We had the system languages, system level languages, architectural languages, and the application. System languages are used to build the operating system and hardware driver. Architectural languages are used to build applications quicker and faster than the system languages. We can develop the frameworks in those applications also. And we had the third one, we have the application languages, that in this application language we can use the web application mostly, like web shopping carts, online communities, online learning websites, and many others. So next we have levels of programming languages, high level versus the low level languages. It's enough for today. In next lecture we will be continuing from this step onward. Thank you.